So we've got people lined up for questions. I just got one more, because you used the word Christian. Have you ever asked God for forgiveness?
That's a tough question. I don't think in terms of, I'm a religious person. Shockingly, because people are so shocked when they find this out, I'm Protestant, I'm Presbyterian. And I go to church and I love God and I love my church. And Norman Vincent Peale, the great Norman Vincent Peale, was my pastor. The Power of Positive Thinking. Everybody's heard of Norman Vincent Peale. He was so great. He would give a sermon you never wanted to leave. Sometimes we have sermons, and every once in a while we think about leaving a little early, right, even though we're Christian. Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, Frank, would give a sermon. I'm telling you, I still remember his sermons. It was unbelievable. And what he would do is he'd bring real-life situations, modern-day situations, into the sermon. And you could listen to him all day long. When you left the church, you were disappointed that it was over. He was the greatest guy. And then, you know, he passed away, but he was a great... He wrote The Power of Positive Thinking, which is a great book.
But have you ever asked God for forgiveness?
I'm not sure I have. I just go and try and do a better job from there. I don't think so. I think if I do something wrong, I think I just try and make it right. I don't bring God into that picture. I don't. Now, when I take, you know, when we go in church and when I drink my little wine, which is about the only wine I drink, and have my little cracker, I guess that's a form of asking for forgiveness. And I do that as often as possible because I feel cleansed, okay? But, you know, to me that's important. I do that. But in terms of officially, I could say absolutely, and everybody, I don't think in terms of that. I think in terms of let's go on and let's make it right.
But have you ever asked God for forgiveness?
I'm not sure I have. I just go and try and do a better job from there. I don't think so.
And Donald Trump is the agent of change. 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 and Donald Trump is the agent of change.
President-elect Trump, my friend, congratulations on being elected President of the United States of America. You are a great friend of Israel.
I love Israel.
Over the years, you've expressed your support consistently, and I deeply appreciate it. I look forward to working with you to advance security, prosperity, and peace. Israel is grateful for the broad support it enjoys among the American people, and I'm confident that the two of us, working closely together, will bring the great alliance between our two countries to even greater heights.
This man is one of the founding fathers of your boogeyman called ISIS. Bibi Netanyahu, one of your founding fathers of ISIS. The Israeli Secret Intelligence Service. Zionist Israel, the people who did 9/11. This man is a psychopath and a murderer, slaughtering Palestinians every day, burning their houses down. Donald Trump openly supports this psychopath.
May God bless America. May God bless Israel. May God bless our enduring alliance.
That's the synagogue of Satan right there, people. And Trump invites him to his inauguration. 100% Zionist puppet, Donald Trump.
It is time to drain the swamp.
Don't even get me started. I don't support any of these pieces of shit. I do not support the Clintons or Trump. They're all on the same team. Once you come to realize that, you can start to wake up to the truth. This conspiracy is so big that the average person cannot understand it. And they don't think it's real. All of these puppets, Donald Trump, his cousin Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, all of them. Are puppets for Israel, for Zionist Israel.
In Washington, D.C.
Her papers went out to all her friends at the banks, Goldman Sachs and everybody else.
President-elect Donald Trump turned to former Goldman Sachs banker and movie financier Steve Mnuchin to be the next Treasury Secretary.
We're working on the economic plan of the transition, making sure we get the biggest tax bill passed.
The 53-year-old was Trump's campaign finance chief, building a network of donors to support Mr. Trump's general election campaign. Mr. Mnuchin has strong ties to Wall Street after a 17-year career at Goldman Sachs, where he pioneered block trading, the selling of big chunks of shares at once. Mr. Mnuchin was born to a Jewish family in 1962, and his father also worked at Goldman Sachs.
More breaking news at a busy hour. Charlie Gasparino in the newsroom has word of a possible cabinet appointment. What do you have, Charlie?
Well, at least a consideration, Connell, and this is big for Wall Street because You know, this is one of the major players on Wall Street, and what sources are telling the Fox Business Network is that Goldman COO, Gary Cohn, he's the number 2 guy there, to Lloyd Blankfein, the CEO, is also being considered for energy sector.
100% Zionist controlled little
dude.
puppet, Donald Trump. Bailed out by Rothschild. He's 100% owned. Openly licking Zionist Israel's boots right in your face, people.
To get out for that. Thank you, Charlie.
He's filled his cabinet with people who penned the plans for 9/11 and every war since, the Project for a New American Century. The psychopathic neocons that were a part of that, John Bolton being one of them. These are the people who planned 9/11. Trump is in bed with them because he's just another puppet.
Trump's personal life was in shambles, and professionally, he wasn't faring much better. He said it was because he took his eye off the ball.
Did Trump ever acknowledge to you that he knew he was in big trouble?
Oh, yes. Oh, he knew he was in big trouble. I think he borrowed more than most other prudent real estate people. He had extended himself to Trump shuttle, to a yacht, to a helicopter, and to a lot of things which weren't generating any cash flow, and he had to support his lifestyle. So he was in trouble.
Is anyone else want to bet $190,000 we're going to settle?
When the economy and the real estate market plummeted in 1990, attorney Alan Pomerantz says Donald Trump owed $4 billion to his debtors, including almost $1 billion for which he was personally responsible. Trump owed money all over town, to 72 banks in all. Pomerantz represented them as a group.
How close was he to going personally bankrupt?
Very.
Trump makes a point of saying he never went personally bankrupt. But there's a reason why the banks decided to keep Trump personally bankrupt.
Very.
Trump makes a point of saying he never went personally bankrupt.
Here he goes again with his hand sign. He'll do this every single time. This man is seated and he's on camera. He will give you this diamond every single fucking time. The triangle of enlightenment in your face. Watch my other videos about that.
But there's a reason why the banks decided to keep Trump whole.
We made the decision that he would be worth more alive to us than dead.
Sources tell Fox News as Donald Trump campaigned yesterday at Sheldon Adelson's Venetian Hotel in Las Vegas, the two casino magnates met for a private chat, though Trump made only a brief public mention of Adelson and his wife Miriam.
Really incredible people, and they've been so supportive, and we appreciate it.
That support now includes $25 million from the Adelsons to an anti-Hillary Clinton super PAC backed by TD Ameritrade founder Joe Ricketts and his wife Marlene.
9/11 insider here too, as well as John Bolton and Louis Eisenberg. Him and Giuliani and Trump, very good friends.
I declare, I'm not going to pay for that fucking wall.
The wall. Trump's saying he's going to make Mexico pay for the wall, and now he's talking about a wall between us and Canada. He wants walls all around us. He's talking about a wall here, a wall there, right?
The wall just got 10 feet higher. It's true. It's true.
He's going to build the wall, he tells you.
So part wall,
fence would be,
fence?
yeah, it could be, there could be some fencing.
There could be some fencing now. Donald Trump's cousin.
It's just awfully good that someone with the
Hillary
temperament of
Clinton.
Donald Trump is not in charge.
This is Donald Trump's cousin, okay? And most of you will argue, oh, well, they're distant cousins. Yeah, well, look into every single president being blood related, because that's true. And it's not a coincidence, okay? I don't golf, okay, with my 18th cousins. All right? I don't attend correspondence dinners when Bill and Hillary were president. I don't donate millions of dollars to them. All right, I don't golf with Bill Clinton. Donald Trump does. None of you bat an eye.
Of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
He drops his good one-liners. Like, oh, you'd be in jail. I'll lock her up, you know. If people fall for it. Hook, line, and sinker. All the media has to do is bash Trump, okay? And the establishment acts like they want to stop him, and it makes him look like he's anti-establishment to you people. All you have to do is look into his ties and connections. All right? Don't you find it a little convenient that WikiLeaks couldn't find any real dirt on this guy, just locker room talk, but they exposed the Clinton crime family? But not him, not Trump's ties to Zionist Israel, even though he's coming out and telling you that he licks their boots. He's a puppet for Zionist Israel. He's telling you, all right? This man loves the Clintons. He loves all these people. He's been having dinner with Henry Kissinger his entire life since he was a young boy. He's admitted this to you at the L. Smith dinner. All right, he's in the club, guys.
I didn't think I'd say this, but I'm going to say it. And I hate to say it. But if I win, I am going to instruct my Attorney General to get a special prosecutor to look into your situation.
Everything.
And of course, that would be the right thing to do. And it's not just because of the emails, okay? The Clinton crime family has murdered thousands of people they're responsible for killing. This bitch didn't even need to be president, and she's slaughtered thousands of people across the world. Her and her husband. All right? Rapists and pedophiles.
He just said is absolutely false.
Hillary has worked very long and very hard over a long period of time, and we owe her a major debt of gratitude for
right after the election, praising his cousin Hillary.
Her service to our country.
We do not owe the Clintons anything. They're disgusting people. All right? They're rapists and pedophiles.
I mean that very sincerely.
Are you going to ask for a special prosecutor to investigate Hillary Clinton over her emails?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to think about it. She did some bad things. I mean, she did some bad things.
A special prosecutor?
I don't want to hurt them. I don't want to hurt them.
Doesn't want to hurt them. Of course he doesn't want to hurt them. He loves them. He's told you over and over again that he loves these people.
They're good people.
If you could say that the Clinton family are good people, there's something fucking wrong with you, okay? And don't tell me he's just pretending to like them, okay? Don't tell me he pretended to like his entire family and everyone that he works for and everyone that owns him. Don't tell me he pretended to like these people his whole life so that he could get to this point and somehow go against all them, all right? There's powers that be that are much more powerful and wealthy than these little puppets they put on TV. They control both of these puppets. They're all friends with each other, all right? This is all scripted soap opera that they're selling you.
Referred to as Crooked Hillary.
She's crooked as a $3 bill.
She's married to an abuser, a woman claimed rape, and all sorts of things. I mean, horrible things.
And during those times, you were golfing with Bill Clinton and grabbing his cock, going to parties with him and Epstein, all right? At Epstein's fucking house. He's in his little black book, too. All right? He's in there.
She should be...
Are you going to ask for a special prosecutor to investigate Hillary Clinton over her emails?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to think about it. She did some bad things. I mean, she did some bad things.
A special prosecutor?
I don't want to hurt them. I don't want to hurt them.
Doesn't want to hurt them.
They're good people.
If you could say that the Clinton family are good people, there's something fucking wrong with you, okay?
Hillary Clinton.
This is all scripted soap opera that they're selling you.
Referred to as Crooked Hillary. She's crooked as a $3 bill.
She's married to an abuser, a woman claimed rape, and all sorts of things. I mean, horrible things.
And during those times, you were golfing with Bill Clinton and grabbing his cock. All right? He's in there.
She should be in prison. She's the...
Yeah, no shit. All of them should be in prison.
Queen of corruption. She's a disaster. She's a dangerous liar. She's the devil. She's a monster.
Hillary Clinton, I think, is a terrific woman. I mean, I'm a little biased because I've known her for years. I live in New York. She lives in New York. And I've known her and her husband for years, and I really like them both a lot. And I think she really works hard. And I think she, again, she's given an agenda. It's not all of her, but I think she really works hard. And I think she does a good job. I just like her. I like her, and I like her husband. You'll be looking at the record of Hillary Clinton, and how did she do as Secretary of State? Probably above and beyond everybody else and everything else.
You fucking kidding me? 100% shill. Wake up, guys.
And a special hello to all of you in this room who have known and loved me for many, many years. It's true. The politicians. They've had me to their homes. They've introduced me to their children. I've become their best friends in many instances. It's great to be here with 1,000 wonderful people, or as I call it, a small, intimate dinner with some friends. Or as Hillary calls it, her largest crowd of the season. Ah, this stuff. This is corny stuff. I do recognize that I come into this event with a little bit of an advantage. I know that so many of you in the Archdiocese already have a place in your heart for a guy who started out as a carpenter working for his father. I was a carpenter working for my father. True. Not for a long period of time, but I was for about 3 weeks. What's great about the Al Smith dinner is that even in the rough and tumble world of a really, really hard-fought campaign. In fact, I don't know if you know Hillary, but last night they said that was the most vicious debate in the history of politics, presidential debate, the most vicious. And I don't know, are we supposed to be proud of that, or are we supposed to be unhappy? But they did say that, and I'm trying to think back to Lincoln. I don't think they can really compete with that. But the candidates have some lighthearted moments together, which is true. I have no doubt that Hillary is going to laugh quite a bit tonight, sometimes even at an appropriate moment. And even tonight, with all of the heated back and forth between my opponent and me at the debate last night, we have proven that we can actually be civil to each other. In fact, just before taking the dais, Hillary accidentally bumped into me, and she very civilly said, "Pardon me." And I very politely replied, "Let me talk to you about that after I get into office."
Right after Silverstein bought the World Trade Center from Eisenberg, he immediately doubled his insurance on the World Trade Center to include acts of terror. With an instant cash payout. 6 weeks later, all 3 buildings come down on 9/11. Yeah, I said all 3 buildings. There was a 3rd building that collapsed on itself. In 6.5 seconds, it imploded and just free fell to the ground. So Silverstein admits that he pulled Building 7 on 9/11, a 3rd building that wasn't hit by a plane. Okay? And then he collects an insurance payout right after for Building 7 for almost $1 billion, and it wasn't even hit by a plane. And then he collected $4.55 billion for the Twin Towers. All 3 of these buildings were condemned due to asbestos few weeks prior. Then they all come down and Silverstein admits to demolishing it. You don't just run into a building and set up a controlled det while it's on fire. It takes weeks to set up a controlled det. Drilling through beams and setting up charges and putting the thermite in place. You don't just run in there and do it on the same day. And Silverstein admits to demolishing the building. Now he's billions of dollars richer. And guess who saw the insurance case? Silverstein's insurance case. Judge Alvin Hellerstein. Look into who Judge Alvin Hellerstein is. Alvin Hellerstein, I should say. Look into who this man is. All 9/11 litigation goes through Hellerstein. And guess what? He's close friends with the Israeli Prime Minister, just like Silverstein and just like Eisenberg. I'm going to play a few short clips for you, and if it doesn't make you ask any questions, I don't know what will. Another fun fact is Silverstein conveniently didn't show up for his day of work at the World Trade Center on 9/11, and miraculously his family that worked there got stuck in traffic, and they all survived, and they're all billions of dollars richer. If you think that's a coincidence, you have to be a real coincidence theorist.
Mess. And the developer is actually a friend of mine, but he didn't want to build this building either. If you look back at the records, I mean, when it was first foisted upon him, Larry Silverstein is a great guy. He's a good guy. He's a friend of mine, but he didn't want to build this pile of junk. And it's a shame. It's really a shame. The developer is actually a friend of mine. Larry Silverstein is a great guy. He's a good guy. He's a friend of mine.
And the smartest thing to do is pull it. And they made that decision to pull. And then we watched the building collapse.
So there you got Silverstein admitting that he demolished Building 7 on 9/11.
This is Building 7, a 47-story skyscraper that fell on the afternoon of September 11th.
He's a good guy. He's a friend of mine.
And the smartest thing to do is pull it. And they made that decision to pull. And then we watched the building collapse.
Donald Trump's good buddy,
a
Larry
47-story
Silverstein.
skyscraper that fell on the afternoon of September 11th.
The government says that fire brought it down. However,
So a couple of little office fires made it collapse in 6.5 seconds, but Silverstein admits to demolishing it.
1,500 architects and engineers concluded it was a controlled demolition.
He's a good guy. He's a friend of mine.
And the smartest thing to do is pull it. And they made that decision to pull. And then we watched the building collapse.
This is Building 7, a 47-story skyscraper that fell.
And Silverstein admits to exploding that building on 9/11. And you don't question it? Start asking questions. Start looking into who Judge Alvin Hellerstein is. Look into who Louis Eisenberg is. Look into this Larry Silverstein piece of shit.
What do you want? When do you want? What?
How about one more question? That's it. Go ahead. You want to talk?
This might shock you, but okay. Now, I have two comments on my deep respect for human life. Okay, number one, you can comment on my objections. Number one and number two. Okay, number one, I'm opposed to the murder of unborn babies being legal. Number two, I'm opposed to our wasting our military in the Middle East on behalf of Zionist Israel. Thank you.
Okay. All right, well, let me just tell you that Israel is a very, very important ally of the United States. And we are going to protect them 100%. They've been our most reliable. It's our true friend over there. And we're going to protect Israel 100%.